came from hearing about the Lord and how he suffered for us and all the things that happened to him. That's the same thing that's happened to us. So we have to keep faith and be strong.
There's a meeting taking place inside now with the commander, Charles Barron, Regent Sanford, Dr. McIntosh, Betty Dobson. They're having a meeting now. They've been processed now, so their stuff is in the district attorney's office. The police have fulfilled their responsibility, which is always to lock us up, injure us, or kill us. So right now they're putting some demands there in terms of what needs to happen, and we're waiting for them to come out.
You have certain commanders of precincts who operate under different fashions. You might have a commander in there that's very much concerned, right, with how his precinct is looked upon. So he really might want to, there's a possibility that he might want to find out if there was some wrongdoing on part of these officers, right? So if you see a precinct that doesn't have a lot of civilian complaints against them, you have to look at that also. But the bottom line, they far few and in between.
Sergeant, I'm Councilmember James. It's not necessary to do that.
Do what? Look menacing with the batons. Relax.
Not necessary.
First, ain't nobody afraid of it. Ain't nobody afraid of it anyway.
No, not holding your baton. That's not your job, sir. CPR.
That's not
Remember
your
that?
job.
So what was the tone in the meeting like?
He was very nervous. He was very fearful. He didn't know what to expect. But he also was very cautious not to go against his police officers. But what he doesn't realize is that this man could have died easily, as we've said earlier. And we got to keep the pressure on. At some point we got to go beyond these kinds of gatherings and let them know that there's going to be consequences and we're going to be ungovernable and it's not going to be so neat. And we're going to walk in and have meetings and wait for the DA to drop charges. But in fact, we got to shut this city down. There's 2.3 million black people in this city. 575,000 of us are being stopped and frisked. At least 100,000 can gather somewhere and say we ain't moving until things change. I think we've done enough in the line of duty, in the context of keeping it in the process of the structure. We have to get militant. We have to get militant, and we have to do things that are not going to be neat. And they may be things like staying at a rally and shutting the city down, not getting out of the streets, filling up the jails if we have to, but doing whatever we need to do to say your business is not going to go on as usual as long as you're killing us. And then we got to protect ourselves by any means necessary. At some point, we're going to have community patrols, and we have to get in our self-defense teams to say that if the government doesn't protect us, the police are not going to protect us, those people we're paying to protect us, then by any means necessary, we got to find the means to protect ourselves. That's our God-given right.
It's terrible that we have to come together for these type of injustices, but if anybody needs support for the work that she's done and her family has done, it's Regent Adelaide Sanford.
I thought that people showed that they support the Sanford family and that they're sick and tired of the way the police brutalize our people, particularly our young men. As a matter of fact, there's a young brother that's in this crowd. He said he stopped 3 times a week, no matter what. And he said when he comes out of his door, he expects to be stopped, thrown against the wall, stopped and frisked by the same policeman. So from day to day, what is that but harassment?
This is why we need to take this seriously. We need to take police brutality. That's the first wave of colonialism. And people are not connecting the dots. You see, it starts with police brutality, and then gentrification, and then education, and then annihilation of a people. So we got to connect all those dots and get serious. And it doesn't matter who you are, where you at, what level you at. They are the enemy. And we have to organize ourselves against that common thread.
This is nothing new. They like to take the top. You take the head and they think the bottom will fall. Regent Adelaide Sanford is somebody we all respect because of what she's done, what she's still doing. And so they think if they can bring her down, maybe they didn't even know, but they knew that her son was in charge. Her son was responsible. And just as the other speaker said, they had to stop him from being responsible. They don't want those young people to see black men stand up. They don't want that. So they had to bring him down. But I'm saying that we are tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired. Do you understand? So we have to do something new, something different. They're used to all of the things we do to protest, to stand up for ourselves. We pay their taxes. Maybe we have to petition the federal government to stop sending their money to a racist police force.
If we don't try to build something and put something in place to protect our people from these brute beast police, then we're going to be asked out.
Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice!